For the first time in its history, the long game heads north across the Canadian border to Toronto, Ontario's Skydome, known for decades of monster truck action. Trevor Amos is on the racing win streak of his career, having won the previous 2 competitions in a row in Atlanta and in Indianapolis. Plenty of fresh new faces have arrived once more, but who can make a name for themselves, and who can win it all here in Toronto? Find out next with more on the long game. Tens of thousands of fans have packed the stands in the Skydome for the first ever international monster truck show for the long game here. Once again, I am Jack, and I'm joined for the first time by my friend Tim on commentary. And I think that with this size floor, with this size lineup, I think we're going to see once again another great night of monster truck action. What do you think?
Absolutely. This racing course looks very intense here, and it's the first time in Toronto. The fans are packed, and they're ready to see one great show performed by all the drivers here in TLG.
And not to mention, we saw a racing course similar to this in Atlanta where you hit the cars 3 times, they've shortened it, you only have to hit them twice. So it'll be very fast, very quick. They all start from the center, and we're going to see a lot more new drivers here in just a second. Armando Barbosa is one of them in Zimmermann out of Miami, Florida, as well as Adrian Cooper in Air Force Afterburner. Had a great showing last time in Indy from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And Season 1 veteran Jackson Mazzaros in Pure Adrenaline hopes to make up for the last time he was out here.
Absolutely, and then we have Chris Bialek in the beautiful-looking Total Chaos from Chicago, Illinois, and then we have Magnus Birkland in Instigator. He's been doing pretty good throughout the season, and then we have Taryn Fuller, Season 1 vet, hosting in the Monster Mutt, also from Chicago, Illinois.
Trevor Michaelesco makes his debut in El Toro Loco, also from Chicago, and Dylan Kearns in Predator makes his return as a Season 1 veteran. Chris Porvorak as a heat seeker from Bounty Hunter out of Staten Island, New York, not too far from here.
And then we have Tim Smith, been in the game for a long time in Blacksmith. And then we have the one and only Jack Meredith in that beautiful bulldozer monster truck. And then Brian Stagel, pretty new to the game, but a force to be reckoned with in Rage and Steel.
Alex Frula, a racing heat seeker in Team Suzuki at Chesapeake, Virginia. And Danny Walker, the points champion last time, hopes to make his way back in this season in the Gravedigger. Tyler Richmond makes his way back onto the long game circuit in High Roller, a major heat seeker in racing, and Trevor Amos, your current racing winner for the past 2 weeks in the Line X Obsession, is hoping to get 3 here tonight. And you see our bracket as it's laid out here. It's the fastest qualifier pairing up against the slowest qualifier, with the first against the 16th, the 11th against whatever number that would be. It's all paired off in that way, so that's how we determine this bracket. A lot of really interesting matchups here, and I think it's interesting that every time we come out here, we always see new faces out here. We see new drivers and new trucks. Everyone has a chance to make a name for themselves here in the long game. And one of those drivers is right here, Armando Barbosa, going up against someone who you do not want to go up against in racing, Alex Frula, who had a really tough time last time in Indy, wants to make up for it here.
Pretty good takeoff from Team Suzuki on that light, but Superman already having some struggles in this turn. This track's a little bit tricky here in, Toronto.
Whoa. Way wide there for Superman. Not a great showing, but hey, he hung in there with Suzuki as long as he could. But Alex, look at how he hits these turns. That is just pinpoint precision on that turning pole. And you see Superman try to do the same thing, just washed out too much. Alex has been practicing for a while, and I think he's really getting a hang on these courses. Dylan Kearns and the Predator. It's a bit of a Season 1 matchup here. Whoa, I don't know about that. That's a red light there from Predator. Red light from Predator as Monster Mutt takes off. I think that's going to be disqualification.
That's going to be a tough break for Dylan. I knew he's excited to get out here and, kind of make a comeback here to TLG, but, Terran's not going to go lightly at all, and he's still going to put on a great pass in Monster Mutt.
Whoa. Oh, he's going over. Into the wall. Oh my gosh. It is just bad luck city here for Dylan Kearns, who he is a great racer, he's a great driver. I think he just flustered on that light, and just an unfortunate ending here that the Street Warrior ramp sending his truck every way but the right way, and I hope they can get the thing back for freestyle, because he really wrecked it hard right there.
Absolutely. My goodness.
And Trevor Michaelesco, who is no rookie to racing, but rigs of rods, not a lot of experience, going up against somebody who has 12 years of experience racing online, Tim Smith, who gets him at the light.
Yeah, Tim Smith pretty much blew him off from the start. I mean, and look at that beautiful turn by Tim Smith, but Trevor, he's holding his own. He's kind of making a bit of a comeback here.
Uh-oh. Blacksmith struggles. El Toro's going to win it.
Wow, that's a close race, too. Huge win for Trevor Michaelesco and El Toro Loco. Tim Smith tried to pull it back, but that final turn looked a little off.
I think he went a little bit too close to that pole, had to sort of straighten it out and crab walk, and that just killed his momentum there. And Michaelesco managed to, with a wider turn, make up the ground quicker. Now Chris Provorarakis, somebody who's been a strong racer. We've seen this race before in Houston. It ended with Danny winning it and Chris barrel rolling across the track. Hopefully the same doesn't happen here tonight, but I know that neither of these guys are going to lay down.
Danny got him off the light there, and he's got a pretty decent lead, but you can't count out Chris yet. He can make a comeback in this final turn if Danny has a slight mess up.
Whoa, very, very cool.
Whoa!
Gravedigger wins it. Oh, no. Okay, well, I guess I jinxed it. Right in front of our action cam there on the ground.
Thankfully, he didn't hit the camera crew. Holy cow. Huge wreck, but he kind of saved it in the end. So it was a close race to the finish, and, Danny was still able to keep the lead pretty much the whole race. Yeah,
Danny is in a very, very quick truck, and Chris is a very fast truck. There's a difference between those two things. But, I think he just really, it's about making those turns. It's all about those turns. Now Jackson Mazzaro, somebody going up against Chris Bialik, who we're seeing here for the very first time on the long game. These trucks are very similar, both Patrick designs, very similar designs here.
Pretty dead even off the line. That's going to be a good start to his night, being able to hold up his own against pure adrenaline.
And he's trying to keep his way up there with Total Chaos. No, he's not. Way, way wide. Total Chaos is going to win it. He's going over. Is he going over? No. Yes, he is.
Oh! Total Chaos is out of control.
Oh, right into Kearns' hauler. Insult to injury.
I mean, he's putting the name to the truck, Total Chaos, because that's what he just caused.
Well, watch Jackson here. He tries to get back and he rides a power wheelie across the line in defeat. I don't know what happened to Chris there. Just got all out of control and then just barrel rolled and barrel rolled some more and some more. And, I mean, hopefully it's just cosmetic damage because he's got to come back and try and defend that win he just got there.
Maybe that trailer isn't too destroyed.
Raging Steel going up against Air Force Afterburner. Bryant, we haven't seen him since Phoenix. I know he's hungry to get a racing win here. I know he's hungry to get a win in general. And I think he might, he's going to get one here. Yeah,
Air Force kind of cut that a little too tight. And I'm pretty sure it's going to most likely be a penalty. And, Bryant, he's a great racer when he's got his head on, man. And he still won either way. So I don't think the penalty really mattered in that situation.
Yeah, unfortunate there for Adrian. Way too close. Double penalty as a 10-second penalty. So unless Raging Steel rolled over, that was going to be Bryant's race no matter what. I think it's a good comeback there because this truck, very tight suspension, very bouncy, but it's good for all, anything. As long as you keep it close to the ground, it's a great truck. And now Trevor Amos, not qualifying #1 here. It's not something you see him do very often, even though he wins these competitions. He's going up against a bit of a mirror image here with Magnus Birkeland.
Trevor Amos, he has been a huge competitor this season. He's been doing great, but Instigator, he's been doing all right. But Trevor Amos, the lead that he's got right now is unreal. Yeah, that was all obsession right there. Instigator, Magnus, he's done good. He's managed to make it to every single event that he's qualified for, but I think that he just, something about being in that first round, he can't seem to get past it. And I think Amos really, he's not going to settle for just 2 wins, which I think is an omen for the rest of the season. Who knows? Jack Meredith, Tyler Richmond, these trucks, talk about mirror images, exact same build here, exact same design here. Yeah, if there's going to be anything to say about this race, it's not a truck advantage. It's going to be who's the better driver on this track. And Bulldozer cuts it a little too tight.
High Roller with some trouble. And Bulldozer again.
That same turn, both of them are out of control. I don't know if the dirt is starting to get all tacky, but man, not the cleanest race from both drivers.
I think both drivers underestimated these turns And if Tyler wants to try and win this thing, which he's come very close to in the past, like in Atlanta, he's got to run a better pass than that because he's not going to beat Amos with that.
Not at all. And Trevor is looking strong throughout the night, so he's going to have to fix that up.
Moving on to round number 2, Team Suzuki versus Monster Mutt. El Toro Loco versus Gravedigger, a bit of a Roblox matchup there. Total Chaos, Rage and Steel, which those two trucks are pretty much identical when you look at them, except for the paints. And Obsession versus High Roller, a rematch from Atlanta, Georgia. So that should be great. Both these trucks redlining it, waiting for that light to turn green. And it does, with dead even start.
You know, Taron, he's no stranger to this scenario before. I'm pretty sure.
Penalty.
Man, penalty, but Monster Mutt takes it wide. But I don't think it really matters in this situation as long as he gets over that line before the penalty. Monster Mutt gets a penalty.
3, yeah. Did not take more than 5 seconds to cross the finish line after Suzuki did see here. Nails that pole. It's just very, very tough on this track. And Monster Mutt came so close to hitting that pole. They didn't call it a penalty there.
Actually, yeah, you're right.
It's going to be Monster Mutt taking that win.
I thought Monster Mutt hit it from my view, but I guess he did not. Wow, great turn.
Hard to say there. And this race should be very, very difficult for both involved. Trevor Michaelesco has a lot to prove here, but Danny has a lot to try and make up for.
Yeah, Danny, you know, season 1, he was considered the hardest person to beat in racing, but he kind of hasn't been in that scene, and Trevor's kind of showing that.
Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Major struggle there for both trucks. And, oh my gosh, El Toro Loco's going over.
Oh. Ow.
Way, way over goes El Toro. You see here, going over in the background there, kind of hard to catch it. Danny, I think if Trevor hadn't hit those penalties, he'd be moving on. But Danny got lucky there.
Absolutely.
Rage and Steel, Total Chaos, and they both start off at the exact same time.
I mean, these trucks are pretty much identical when it comes to setups. It's, again, going to be who's the better driver here.
Rage and Steel with the lead here. Can he maintain it?
Oh,
I don't know if he can. Oh,
it's
no.
Gonna be
Total Chaos getting this one.
Wow. Great race from both drivers. I mean, they kept it all the way through, and Total Chaos ended up getting a better turn in the final turn.
Great job there for both drivers. I think that Bryant, him hitting the brakes there, I think he hit a turn a little bit too early, had to slide a little bit, hurt his momentum, and Chris went a little wider, came in a bit hotter. And now this race, I'm very excited to see this one. I know that both these guys want to win this one real, real bad.
Absolutely. You know, Tyler Richmond, he's qualified very well, but racing-wise, he's kind of struggled a bit.
Question is, can he get this one? Oh, wow, look at that turn. Oh, no, a penalty. Penalty for High Roller. That pole is having a busy night. And he's going over.
Oh, my goodness.
And he lands it. He lands the truck.
And the race ended in fashion.
Penalizes himself, and then he rolls the truck over, which we almost missed somehow, some way. Great win there for Amos. I mean, this course, I'm surprised how difficult this is, because I don't know if we saw this much difficulty in Atlanta. It was a very similar track, but maybe just the pole layout is giving these guys a lot of trouble. They want to cut it a little bit tighter. They really can't. So that's going to be the end of round 2 there. As we see, our semifinal lineup is going to be Monster Mutt versus Gravedigger, another Season 1 matchup there. And we're going to see Total Chaos versus Obsession, another hot newcomer trying to take out Trevor Amos. But before we get there, the long game's known for its side acts. This is another one of them, Street Warriors. And what Street Warriors is, people get to bring in any car they want. Pick it off the street, they're going to come out here and try and run this dirt track here in the Skydome. And I'll tell you, the guts on these guys would surprise you. We have 8 vehicles here. The first one's a Chevrolet S10 here. And the way this is a time trial. They start from the center, and they go around the oval, one full revolution, and then come across the finish line. So we have these jumps here on the sides for a reason. That's why I said Street Warriors. And look at the area these guys are getting here. This is a civilian truck. You can buy it. You can buy it at a car dealership and drive it off the line and bring it here. And this guy put a great pass down. It was actually a 34.12, and he goes over, of course. I forgot about that part. Over on his roof goes the S10. Then we have a 1983 Toyota 4Runner, which is a showroom piece here, honestly. But this thing was built to go off-roading. It has some big tires on it. And he's going to try and beat that time there. Not easy. But yeah, I mean, it's just such an interesting thing here. I mean, a lot of these guys, maybe you're watching the show and you're thinking, you know what, I couldn't do what these guys do. I don't have the money. I don't have, you know, the ability. Look at these guys. Just pick them off the street, pick up their big truck, and they say, hey, come out here and run this course.
I mean, some of these guys probably only paid a good $100 to $200 for their vehicle to run here.
Whoa.
Oh!
And he wasn't fast enough. That was about 0.2 of a second slow. And don't think there's just trucks out here. Straight out of the 1970s, the Malays there, we have a Gavril Burnside station wagon. Look out here. It's National Lampoon's Day here in Toronto.
You know, I thought I've seen it all, but now I'm seeing a station wagon running on a monster truck course. I can officially say I've definitely seen it all officially.
And hey, it wasn't a horrible pass either. It was a 39.41, which is not going to win anything, but they survived it. It was still sub 40. And here you go, look at this. My uncle had a van like this, except it was white. It's a Chevrolet G20. A great piece here. And I mean, watch how this goes out. I mean, you will not believe the suspension on this was not his friend. A full barrel roll onto his wheels.
Oh, and he lands it. Wow.
Incredible job. And that's not the end of the run, believe it or not.
I think he had to catch his breath. Probably rattled him a little bit.
Yeah, a little bit. The waterbed burst in the back. And he gets a 46, and he rolls over one more time for good measure.
Oh, I bet the crowd's loving it. Oh, man.
Yeah. Chevrolet Blazer. This thing, sort of like the cousin to the Ford Bronco. This is a more modern version, 1990 here. This thing is, you know, very nimble, very quick. Still, no one's been able to knock off that first time for 34.12, put up by the Chevrolet S10. But look at you gotta have a neck brace to drive these things. I mean, the shock that they're going through. And he actually beats that time at 33.70, a well-earned victory for the Blazer, but there's still more trucks to come. 3 more, in fact. This one is a Chevrolet Suburban, 70s. And it is a big beast.
You know, that might help him when he goes over these street racer jumps here a little bit, or the street warrior jumps, because it might keep the truck a little bit lower, but right now it's bouncing all over the place.
Yeah, look at him hit these jumps here, crab walking it. Real tough time out here, but hey, he's keeping up a lot of speed, and he pirouettes it right in the nose before the finish line, which does not count, unfortunately. So he could have gotten the lead there, because of 40.50, unfortunately, a black flag on the last turn in. You have now officially seen it all. A 1989 Honda Accord is on the track.
I thought I saw it all when I saw a station wagon come out here, but now I'm seeing, yeah, I've definitely seen it all. I mean, it's awesome to see what TLG is able to pull out of their hats here when it comes to these events.
I think my mom had this as her first car. I don't know. Right now the bumper's falling off. And honestly, the time was really good. It was a 34.16. That's honest. I think that's what 0.04 of a second off of the second fastest time. But hey, our last one's the K3500 extended cab. And I mean, this thing, you saw some of these last season in the Pro Stadium trucks. This thing has well earned his way into this event. And look at the speed he's carrying. There's really no bounce there. The problem is with those turns. This thing's so wide. It's like trying to turn a cargo ship.
The amount of speed he's able to get off these ramps is impressive, to say the least.
And how about that? A 33.22, winning it all here in Toronto. And I mean, hey, you never know what you're going to see here in the long game. There's our standings there. The K3500, winning it all here in Toronto. The Street Warrior competition. Not the last you're going to see of it either, hopefully, if we can get these people back here for more events. But yeah, the long game, all about having diversity as its bottom, as its base. But here's a race that's very contentious. Team Suzuki going up against Gravedigger. Now, you're wondering why Suzuki's here. Masima couldn't make it out due to mechanical issues. So now Alex Frullo gets a second shot here and winning this whole thing, and he's got the lead.
He's taking a second chance with full force right now because he's got a pretty darn good lead on Danny. Danny's trying to play catch-up, but he's not going to be able to make it.
What an incredible pass there for Alex Frullo. Just smoked Danny Walker, which is not something most people can say. He managed to get back here on a second chance. No penalties in this run for Team Suzuki. A great job there for Alex. He's moving on to the finals against whoever wins this race. Now, last time out, Aaron Lurie was the hot shot in town here, trying to take out Trevor Amos. Could not do it. Now Chris Bialik's going to try and fill that spot. Can he make it to the finals?
You know, this is huge for Total Chaos. It's his first event, and my next Obsession just has such a lead. It's going to be Obsession all the way.
It is, and unfortunately a little bit of lag on Chris's part. Not the right time you want to have it. Nothing you could do about that, though. I mean, Amos was just way ahead in this turn. I mean, look at how close he came to that. That's less than a foot away from that pole. And Amos, I think, honestly, I'm not sure who's going to win this thing, because now we go down to our finals. You see Team Suzuki manage to knock off Gravedigger. Obsession beats Total Chaos. And this is a race, I mean, two of the best races we've seen this season. Unfortunately, one of them has not had the luck he's wanted, and that would be Alex Frullo. The question is this going to be his night to get the win?
It'd be a huge win for him, too, because, I mean, he's getting a second chance here in racing, and not very many drivers get that.
The first second chance we've seen this season, and can he knock off the 2-time-in-a-row winner? Right now, it's very close. Alex got a comeback here. Can he do it? I don't think he can.
It's going to be Obsession.
How about this? Trevor Amos, the comeback kid of this season here. Even though we're only halfway through, he wins 3 racing events in a row in the long game. I mean, his first race we ever saw him in, he red-lighted in the first round, and now here he is winning 3 in a row. So, Trevor Amos, I mean, it's going to get boring to him at some point, I'm sure.
He's starting to become the next Danny Walker.
Incredible racing competition here in Toronto. What do you think about this? I mean, this was a great event so far.
You know, racing was definitely tough on a lot of drivers. We saw a lot of wrecks and a lot of spinouts. And Trevor Amos comes out on top again. He's starting to kind of shadow a bit of what Danny Walker did in Season 1 in Executioner.
And maybe he'll be the one to win points, but we're not over yet. Freestyle is up next, so don't go anywhere. The long game's going to come back and decorate this course with as much stuff as you can imagine. We'll see you next time, but here's a recap of what you saw here tonight. To Las Vegas, the official destination of the Long Game World Finals 2. We hope to see you there. It's going to be a great showing, and if it's anything like the racing we've seen tonight, it's going to be something you're not going to forget. Trevor Amos might end up as your racing world champion with a streak like this that we've never seen before in the long game, except it's very similar to something we saw last season. Danny Walker. Can he make it back? You can follow the long game at simmonsters.com, our official sponsor for the long game. And if you want to get in touch with us personally, join our Discord server and subscribe to this channel, the Walker Williams channel, for more content. I'm Jack, and we'll see you next time with Freestyle.